Starting off the Forcible Basics series, I'm going to be talking about value. Value leads to other TCG basics such as board control, tempo, card advantage, and resource management. So it's kind of important to us. In deck construction, we want to choose cards that have high value per cost, or have the ability to generate value at least. Value comes in a few different methods, but not really limited to these as following. Cards that allow for a possible 2-for-1, cards that remove a higher cost card for a cheaper price, and cards that have an effect plus a draw at the right price, resonators that can make an immediate impact on board and then cost your opponent to remove it, and reusable cards. Now going back to point 1, cards that allow a possible 2-for-1. Primary example here is Lapis Darkstorm, as it literally is 1 card plus 2 will for your opponent's 2 cards. And that's pretty good in theory. Other examples include Space-Time Anomaly to nerf and draw, and then to nerf and draw again because of Remnant. We have another one of Endless Night, which can kill something and nerf the rest, possibly cleaning out 1 or more cheap cards of your opponent, or maybe even creating favorable trades for you. Some board sweeps can hold insane value if you can time them correctly. Landing an interdimensional escape on an opponent who has overextended his board, or landing a flame trap on multiple resonators, is extremely punishing and can go higher than just a simple 2-for-1. The next point is cards that remove a higher cost card for a cheaper price. Laying Unseen Pressure on a Melfi is the example here. You paid 1 card plus 1 will to destroy opponent's 1 card plus 2 will. When this type of removal is paired with an advance in your board state, it can snowball really easily. We can see this with ramp decks and playing 2-cost counterspells. So you're advancing board state with your mana dorks and then controlling and removing with your cancel spells. The next point is cards that have an effect plus a draw at the right price. Timer is kind of the pinnacle of this. She comes in for 1 will, nets a card, and then offers a ping. Other notables include Magic Rebound and Space-Time Anomaly. Magic Rebound is decent value if you can land on opponent's Seal of Wind and Light, for example. You both go card for card, you both pay 2, but you do net a draw, and he doesn't. The next point is resonators that can make an immediate impact on board and then cost your opponent to remove it. Fight Prisha is a great example of this, to come in and nuke a mana dork and then cost your opponent to remove her. Other examples kind of include Bedivere and Glorious. These cards are great when there's a battle for board control, and still good options when you're falling behind. The final point is reusable cards. Reusable cards can generate virtual card advantage and allow you to seemingly go longer than your opponent. We really want cheap spells to have Remnant in this format. This idea generates value over the course of a game. The key example here is Bear Magic and Bow, where our 2 cards are removing 2 of the opponent's cards for very, very cheap. Bear Magic is 1 and Bow is 0 to play. So these are the qualities that we want to look for in cards when we construct our decks. If a card or a pair of cards can only generate value under very specific circumstances, it may not be the right choice despite the possible insane value that we might see. But that's for you to decide when testing. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the next video on board control.